back to the channel. So today we are going to study chapter number 9, that is reproduction in animals. So let us begin. So first of all, we should know what is the meaning of reproduction. So what do you mean by reproduction? So reproduction means the production of new individual. So the production of new individual is known as reproduction. Now, have you ever thought why reproduction is necessary? Reproduction is necessary to exist life on earth. Exist life on earth. Now, why it is important? Because if small individual will not get born on the earth, then we will only be left, and once the person get born they even dies. So after death nobody will be life will not exist on the earth. So continue this cycle, reproduction is necessary. Now there are two modes of reproduction. So that is sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. So, what do you mean by sexual reproduction? So, sexual reproduction means the type of reproduction uh, beginning from the fusion of male and female gametes. Okay, now this is a sexual reproduction. In this, we need two parents. But if we simply talk about the asexual reproduction, in this no fusion of male and female gamete occur, and in this only we need one parent. So this is the difference between sexual and asexual reproduction, which I have already told you. And what is the meaning of sexual reproduction? So now I'm just giving you here some important information only. I'm not reading the chapter which you may can read at your home. Just I'm explaining the things. So let us uh, come to now male reproductive organ. Now generally male reproductive organ has a pair of testes, two sperm ducts and a penis. Now मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन की हमें अब ये नहीं पता है कि क्या है इसकी गैमेट, मेल गैमेट क्या है. तो मेल गैमेट होती है स्पर्म. ठीक है, मेल गैमेट होता है स्पर्म. और as you have over seen here even, and the testes produce the sperm. Testes produce the sperm, and sperm travels through, after production the sperm travels to sperm duct. So I hope this is clear to all of you that what is the function of each thing. Okay, and over here even you may see. So this is sperm duct, this is testes, and over this like this is scrotum. Okay, this is scrotum. So the scrotum is the place where the testes are placed. So I'm just over here writing the spelling of scrotum. This is a spelling of scrotum, you may can see. Now generally this is a diagram of sperm which you can easily see over here. Now sperm has three parts, that is head, middle and tail. Now, head consists of chromosomes, which we have already studied in the cell structure and functions video. If you have not seen the video, please go to the channel and watch that video too. Over there, it's being explained what is chromosome. Now, chromosome, it consists, the middle piece consists of mitochondria, which also I have told in that video only. I'll give the link of that video in the description box too. You can see over to that. Now, tail of sperm. Tail of sperms help in a rapid movement. So it helps in a rapid movement. So let us recap whatever we have studied till now. We have studied what is reproduction, why it is essential, what are the two modes of reproduction, and what is the meaning of sexual reproduction, what is the difference between sexual and asexual reproduction. Now, what is the male gamete? Now, what thing male reproductive organ consists of? What is scrotum and different parts of sperm and their functions, such as head contains chromosomes, middle piece contains mitochondria, tail helps in the rapid movement. Now, over here we are going to study about female reproductive organ. Now, female reproductive organ here we can see easily, and it consists of a pair of ovaries. These ovaries produces the ova, that is egg. So ova or egg we can say as the female gamete. This is a female gamete. I hope it is going clear to you. Uh, Oviduct from which the ova, that is egg, travels, and the oviduct is even known as fallopian tube. It contains the uterus where the embedding of the fetus is being done, or we can say embryo. Embedding of embryo is done. Okay, so this is the uterus, and I hope it is clear to you people. Now let us move to the next page. That is, I already told what is the female gamete, ova, that is egg, and this ova or egg we can say it is a single egg, single egg. Okay, and it is released in the into the oviduct every month. So it is released in the oviduct every month. So I hope this is clear to you people. Now, uterus is a part where development of the babies takes place, as I already told, and like the sperm and egg is also a single cell. So, sperm is also a single cell, egg is also a single cell. One single cell multiplies with the another single cells to form a living being, that is one only. Okay. Now, let us talk about fertilization. So the first process in the process of reproduction is the fusion of a sperm and a ovum. Ovum is same as ova and egg. So if you might should not get confused into this, that what is ovum, what is egg. So this is simple. I hope so. Now, and let me change the pen color even. So this is egg and this is ova. Now, when the sperm and the ova multiplies with each other, this is known as fertilization. So, the fusion of the male gamete, that is sperm, and the female gamete, that is egg, is known as fertilization. During fertilization, the nuclei of sperm and the egg fuses. Suppose this is an egg, this is in sperm. They both have a cell and nucleus. These both get fuses, means they something like this becomes. Then it forms a single one. Okay. Now this results to the formation of fertilized egg, that is zygote. Upper one I told that one egg is released every month, so that is an unfertilized egg. There no fertilization is occurring, that is why that is an unfertilized egg, and this downward is a fertilized egg, that is zygote. Now this is how the fusion of the nuclei occurs, where you can easily see, and this is how the sperm enters the ova. And the process of fertilization is the meeting of an egg cell from the mother and the sperm cell from the father. So the new individual inherit some characteristics of mother and some from the father. Look at your brother and sister. See if you can recognize some characteristics in them similar to those of your mother or your father. Fertilization, which takes place inside the female body, is known as internal fertilization, जो कि फीमेल की यूट्रस में टेक्स प्लेस किए करे, यानी कि जो कि फीमेल की बॉडी के इनसाइड टेक प्लेस करे, उसे कहते हैं आप इंटरनल फर्टिलाइजेशन, that occurs in human beings, cows, dogs, hens, and etc. etc. Now, what is this in vitro fertilization? In vitro fertilization, in which fertilization is done outside, means the sperm is taken from the father and ova, that is egg, is taken from the mother. Outside they are, their nucleus is being mixed. Afterwards that zygote, or after that, that is developed in the uterus. Now that this outside fertilization, after this in the female uterus it is being embedded. Okay, this is how the in vitro happens. It and the baby born through this technique is known as test tube baby. Now, you will be surprised to know that in many of the animals, fertilization takes place outside the body of the female. In these animals, fertilization takes place in water. Let us know about that. Let me tell you, during the rainy and spring season, as we know that frog and toads and fishes live in the uh, a pond only, or we can say water only. So what do they do? That fish fishes leaves the egg in the water. Now toads leaves the egg in the water. Now these sperm and eggs moving, they combine with each other. Their nucleus uh, collide, means mix with each other, and the fertilization occur. This is how the external fertilization occurs. So the fertilization that occurs outside the body of the female is known as external fertilization. For example, fish, starfish, etc. etc. Now, let us see over to here. Development of embryo. Fertilization results in the formation of zygote. So, as I told, what is fertilization? What happens? Now, here the fertilization occurs, zygote is being formed. Now, this zygote over here, cleavage happens. After this single cell, that is one cell, zygote is only one cell, single cell. This divides into two cell, and this is known as two cell stage. Then it divides into four cell, which is known as four cell stage. Then it divides into eight or seven cells, which is known as seven or eight cell stage. And then it divides into 32 cell, which is also known as 32 cell stage, and morula. Afterwards, this embryo, okay, these embryo get embedded in the uterus over here. So we can say this is an embryo, where you can easily say this is an embryo. So first fertilization occur, okay. Later on zygote formation is done, then embryo. Then when this embryo turns into the shape of a child, and the child hands are being become recognizable, means we are able to recognize the different body parts of the child, then the stage is known as fetus. It is more than 10 weeks, okay. Fetus is more than 10 weeks. So this fetus, and then the child birth. These are the different stages which I have told you. Now, as I told, the stage of embryo in which all the body parts can be easily identified, such as over here we can identify the leg, ear, eyes, nose, lips, all the things are being identified. This is known as fetus. Now, internal fertilization, as I have already told, it takes even into the in place of hence even does the internal fertilization, though they release eggs, but how this egg is being formed? By the fertilization of male and female gamete only. After this, what happens, as they release the egg, so it travels down and many protective layers are formed around it, such as the hard shell. Hard shell is formed, it is one of the protective layer. After this is formed around the developing embryo, the hen finally lays eggs. So when the hard shell is being formed, then only the hen lays egg, and the embryo take about 3 weeks to develop into chick. And this embryo egg which is being released by hen, it takes almost 3 weeks to hatch. Okay, now I hope this is clear to you people that what the hard shell is there. It is a kind of a protective layer. Now let us talk about viviparous and oviparous. So viviparous, we can, with the name only we can see that ovi means ova, that is egg. So means the animals, those who lay eggs, such as hen, are known as oviparous, and the animal that give birth to young ones, जो कि सीधा birth ही दे देते हैं, तो उन्हें कहते हैं हम viviparous, such as cow, human beings, and all these are the example of viviparous. Now, the acts of few animals are easy to observe because their mother lay them outside their bodies. These are examples of oviparous animals, but you will not be able to collect the eggs of a dog, cow, or cat. This is because they do not lay eggs. The mother gives birth to the young ones, and these are the examples of viviparous. I hope that till this it is clear. Now more information, more we'll study in the second part. So please go to the second part even. It will soon come, and study over to there from there even. Okay. Thank you. Please do subscribe the channel, like and share the video. Thanks a lot.